listen over. You a queen when I less than I'm a gozy. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Girl, you're such a powerful woman.
Hi ninjas, how are you doing? It's a girl Owamie and welcome back to my channel. Yeah, today I really do not have the I don't have some good news. I'm gonna try my best to just not be emotional in this video. Honestly, that's why I even put on my makeup. I was like, I'm not gonna be emotional, I'm not gonna cry, but I did share on Instagram that we recently lost our uncle who is my mother's only biological brother. So when I say only biological brother, I'm talking about he's the only uncle that we have that shared a mother and a father with my mom. So this is not a distant uncle, like this is my mother's only biological, like full-blooded brother. The other thing again that I have to say is that I am missing a tooth, a front tooth at that, and so that's why I'm speaking funny. I'm still gonna explain and get into that. So last week, I would say that maybe, like, let me start last week Tuesday. I left, went to the office, shot, came back home, and something very bizarre happened. I was eating, literally I was just having beef. It was soft, it wasn't hard or anything, and as I'm chewing I could hear that it's like I chewed something that was a bit hard. So I was surprised. Obviously, as I'm saying, it was the soft part of the meat. I obviously get that with my tongue, and when I put it out, it was my full tooth. My tooth literally just came out from the bone, but the roots are still stuck up there. So it was very weird. Of course it scared me. I was just having so many emotions. I mean, this is my front tooth, and I was really just so, I didn't understand, like I didn't know what was going on. But I will explain the end of the video, like the vendor saying. So when that happened, obviously that was on a Tuesday, as I said. I now thought of, I know that I'm gonna have to get a false tooth, a temporary false tooth. I know that this tooth is gonna have to get removed, and I just don't trust the doctors this side. I won't lie, I've had different experiences with dentists this side. Number one, they're very expensive. I feel like overpriced at that, and their service in terms of the work that they are doing is not really the best. I do have a dentist that I was using the time I was still in Free State. He does have 2 practices, so I decided that I was gonna call and I was gonna book an appointment. So on a Wednesday, I woke up in the morning, booked an appointment. They were fully booked, but I was able to get an emergency, and I was able to see the doctor, and so he did do the measurements and everything, and so I'm gonna be collecting my tooth very soon. So that was that. But anyway, on Wednesday, I basically get a call saying that our uncle was rushed to the hospital, which is Wufuli, and that he was not really in a good condition. So obviously me hearing that, that was something that was very alarming. And Thursday morning, as I was driving to Mpumalanga for my appointment, we do have a group as cousins and sisters, and so we basically just came up with an idea that we think that it's gonna be best for us to get him this side, because Bufulu is horrible. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to the experience we had, or rather I should say, with my uncle is horrible. That hospital is horrible. That, like, I can't even stress how horrible that hospital is. Like, the treatment that my uncle got there it was horrible, you know. So the same Thursday that I was driving, we were basically just, you know, organizing to say, okay, how are we gonna do it? We are now talking about, okay, who's gonna fetch him. You know, the cousins at home, they basically let us that he's not in a good condition at all, and he can't travel that long distance in a car. So the only option that we would have would be to hire an ambulance. And we're like, okay, you know, I really like had never ever been in a position where I would have to hire an ambulance, like from Venda to Gauteng. But in my mind, I was like, maybe 6,000 rands, you know, that would be like maybe almost like a max or something. And when I tell you guys that I was shocked by the price of an ambulance, almost 15,000 rands to get someone from Venda to this side. Now at this point we had to say it, make the decision. Are we going to pay that money and get him this side? Are we not? And of course we were going to, you know, this is our uncle, and you know, a dad to my cousin. So we basically said, you know what, let's do this. You know, the same Thursday we got him this side. Friday he did get admitted, and you know, obviously we did go to see him. And I'm not really going to get too much into the medics of it. I feel like that would be a bit invasive. But yeah, you know, when I saw him on Friday, he was not in a good state whatsoever, you know. It literally did break my heart, I'm not even going to lie. And Saturday I did go to the hospital again, but I didn't go in like to see him, just because of the situation that I had seen him, how he was on Friday, kind of scared me, you know. So I did go, and I was just with my cousins outside, and they had gone in and they were explaining to say, you know, the situation is improving, but it's just improving small, you know. And so we just sat there, and then the other cousins left. We stayed with one. We like literally went to a McDonald's. We're just sitting talking. We literally maybe sat and spoke for hours, you know. So Saturday morning, that was when yeah, is it? No, so Saturday, that was when we went to the hospital. And yeah, so Sunday morning, I get a call, and it's from my cousin, and she's saying that, listen, there's a document that the doctor want us to sign, and I want all of us to decide on this, you know. And so obviously, like, we're extremely close, you know, we're extremely close, all of us. So I obviously was like, okay, you know, I rushed from here with my younger sister, and we drove to, I think it's Jamestown, that area. And so, you know, we got there, and when we got there, obviously, you know, I'm waiting for the papers we need to sign so that, you know, Malume will be okay. We basically want to do everything that we can to save his life. And when I walk in the house, that was when I saw my cousin, and her eyes are swollen red, you know. And I'm starting to ask, like, what's going on? Are you okay? Guys, in my mind, nothing about my uncle. Now I'm just like, okay, maybe she's having her own issues and stuff. And so that was when they broke the news that he did unfortunately pass. It has been a very tough, very tough week. Whew, man, I don't want to do this, but it has been a very tough week. It has brought back wounds, you know. My uncle looked so much like my mom. My uncle and my mom, they resembled each other so much. My uncle literally is like the male version of my mother. So seeing him, like, you know, sleeping with his eyes shut and everything, it just did take me back to the time that you know, we did lose my mom. And the other thing again that I can tell you guys is that, so my grandmom had 3 children. She had the firstborn daughter, who is my aunt, love her to death. The secondborn, my uncle, who just recently passed, and then the thirdborn is my mom. So guys, when I tell you that for the 23 years that I lived with my mother, I have never seen my uncle and my aunts fight about anything. About anything. When I tell you that those three were like peas in a pod, like I don't even know. We learned how to love each other because we saw how our mothers and our uncle loved each other. They would literally die for each other. They would put their lives on the line for each other. Like, they were extremely close. So when my mom passed, my uncle and my aunt, they obviously, you know, gravitated towards each other, if that's even possible for them to love each other even more, because they've always just loved each other. It was now the two of them. And when I tell you guys that they both just told themselves that me and my sisters are their kids now, I just don't even want to cry. Like, they literally just took over, you know. The time that my dad had kicked us out and everything, like, they took us in, you know. So these are people that have been parents to us, more than even my father since my mother passed. So it really has been such a tough situation. It has been a very tough situation. I've cried so much that I don't know. I feel like my tears are even finished at this point. But yeah, it has been very tough. That's why I've not been here. I've been scarred. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I will be going to Venda, and I do have pre-recorded videos, so I think I'll put those out probably tomorrow and also Thursday and Friday, so please do watch them. Yeah, it has really just been a tough time. The other thing again that I wanted to say about my tooth, there's something that they call matudzi. So in Venda, if you're Venda, you know matudzi. I don't know how to explain it in English, but it's basically a situation where when something really horrible is about to happen, something bizarre just happens, like something that can't really be explained just happens. And I think literally that's what happened with me, because I can't explain why my tooth just fell off from the bone. Even, like, you know, my dentist, when he saw it, was like, what happened here? Like, you know, did you get punched or what happened? I was like, nothing. So, you know, obviously now looking at the fact that my uncle did pass and he did go to the hospital literally the morning after my tooth just fell off the night before, you know, that's basically it. I believe that it was like, you know, matudzi and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this past week, guys, has really just been a lot. It's been filled with like just a lot of decisions, you know, a lot of hospital visits. We would wake up and we want to just go there and, you know, just check up on him. Would all be outside, like sitting together and, you know, just trying to brainstorm on what we can do, like how can we best handle the situation and everything. So yeah, it has really just been a lot. It has been a tough week. So yeah, yeah, I don't even know what to say, you know. Even like the other thing again that I should say is that I've never experienced what I experienced this week in terms of like the past week. Guys, I was so exhausted. It felt like there was like weight that is put on my shoulders. Like, it was a lot before even my uncle passed. And I kept on saying to my friend, I was like, you know, I feel like my uncle is heavy on my shoulders. Like, I literally don't even know how to explain it, but I could feel it. Like, it's him. He's heavy on my shoulders. No matter how much I was sleeping, I just would not be rested. I'll wake up extremely exhausted. And the other thing again is that when I sleep, I would sleep like I'm dead. It would be almost like I'm on some drug or something, you know. And when I'm saying drug, I'm talking about, like, you know, when you take like something to help you sleep, like, you know, an Allergex or something, it would be like that. Like, you know, when I sleep, I just pass out. When I sleep, I just pass out. But I will sleep for hours and hours and I will wake up and I'm still exhausted. Sunday obviously was very tough because we just had Yesterday was extremely tough. I was just in bed the whole day. I was just crying, like I'd just be sitting and tears would just fall off. That's why, like, you can hear my noses are even blocked. I even got flu. So yeah, it has just been a lot. But yeah, today I feel a lot better. That's why I'm able to like sit and talk about this and I'm not crying. But yeah, it has really just been tough, and I know that it's about to get tougher because I will be traveling for the funeral. Obviously, I hate funerals. I will be laid in the same graveyard with my mom and my uncle, and my grandmom. So yeah, that's basically that. I mean, it really has just been a lot, I should say. Yeah, it really honestly is. It's just been a lot. So I am happy though of the fact that we really did try our best to save his life. And you know, it was time. But you know, when they say God's will is hurting, that's exactly where I am right now. And I think when you've experienced death before and you know the stages of grieving and the pain that comes with everything, I'm just at a point where I won't even attend the memorial, because I remember with my mother the memorial was horrible. It was more painful than even the funeral itself. I'd rather just go to the funeral. I don't think I'll attend the memorial. You know, honestly, just for my own mental health. So yeah, I don't know, I'll see. But thank you guys for all the love that you guys showed me on Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I am flooded, so unfortunately I could not respond to everyone, but I did see some of you guys' messages. So thank you guys so much. And yeah, I love you ninjas. Stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye.